Hi, I'm Paulina. Thank you for tuning in and watching my video. My video today is on why abusers abuse. Now, the reason why a lot of them abuse is, for one, they want to feel empowered. A lot of abusers don't feel empowered unless they're abusing someone else. Another reason why they abuse is they want to get their way and they try to bully or intimidate somebody into doing what they want. Because they don't feel empowered, it makes them feel good when they're being abusive. Some of them can't control it. Some of them are just enraged and they don't have coping skills for their anger, and they just lash out at people. But some of them do it intentionally to feel good. It actually makes them feel good to abuse someone else. They're sadistic and they're cruel and they enjoy what it does to someone else. Now, I've had this problem for many years of my life, since I was a little girl. My father had, I think, mental illness, but it was undiagnosed because he came from the old country. And back in those times, this was over maybe 30 to 40 years ago, people did not usually go to therapy and they didn't get on medications for mental illnesses. At least my parents didn't, because they didn't know anything about it. So he was abusive to my mom and to the kids. There's 6 of us, and I'm the second to the last. I have one younger brother than me. So he was abusive, and therefore my siblings felt unempowered. So they targeted me because I was the youngest one, and they felt like I was the easiest victim to abuse. My younger brother was a baby. He was very little. So they didn't really target him, but they targeted me. And I was empathic and very intuitive. And sometimes the child that's most empathic and intuitive, they tend to target in a dysfunctional family. So my siblings would, in turn, be abusive to me, scare me, bully me into getting me to do what they wanted, also because they just wanted to unload what they were feeling onto me. It made them feel better. They felt empowered by treating me bad. And so through the years, I grew up with this. I also attracted friends. They were so-called friends that would do conniving, cruel things, say abusive things to me. And because I was so used to being abused in my childhood, a lot of the times I didn't even realize it was abuse. I couldn't even distinguish it because I was so used to the treatment. And I knew it didn't feel good. Something was telling me this is not right, the way they're talking to me or saying things to me. Because if I said it to them, they'd get very defensive. So they knew they were being cruel. And then I attracted men in my life who treated me very badly and who were abusive and controlling. And you see, I had a lot of boys like me when I was young, my younger days. A lot of boys and men when I got older liked me. But the ones that were nice to me and were gentlemen and showed me respect and kindness and warmth, it made me uncomfortable because I was so used to being mistreated, especially by the men in my family, my father, my uncles, my brothers, even some of my male cousins. They were not very nice to me. They were very cold. But the one thing they had in common was they were cold, unemotional, but they were very funny. So I got attracted to men who were unemotional, emotionally unavailable, but they had a good sense of humor. So the laughing, everyone loves someone who can make them laugh. But if the man was really warm and treated me with kindness and respect, I kind of I cringed and I got very uncomfortable because I wasn't used to that treatment. It just felt alien to me. So I would get attracted to men who were cold, aloof, or would put me down, mentally abusive, and I would get attracted to them. Now, it's not that I liked the treatment. I didn't, because it didn't feel good, but it's what I was comfortable with. We tend to get attracted to things that we're comfortable with. But now I'm getting healthier in the mind, and I've gotten a lot of counseling and therapy, and I want somebody who's going to treat me well with respect and love and kindness, be there for me, be all the things that I didn't receive. So that's what I'm looking for. I also, my father, he always targeted the oldest child that was living in the home. And as soon as that child would leave, he'd start targeting the next older one. He'd stop being abusive to that one and just grind him down and control and constant insults, be very abusive. So he always targets the oldest one. And then I had a sister who always needs, I have a sister who I don't speak to and nobody in the family speaks to her. She's very, very abusive. She always needs someone to abuse. She liked targeting me. And I asked her years later, no, why do people treat me bad? And she said, well, because you're an easy target. And she said it with no empathy, no concern. It was just like, you know, what the hell? You're an easy target, so people abuse you like I do. And I just thought that was very sick. It's just because somebody is more vulnerable or passive, you're just going to abuse them for that. So she's very abusive, and when I wasn't around, she'd find another target. Like my siblings wouldn't tolerate her most of the time. Well, I had one brother that does up to a point, but then he does tell her off. But then she started targeting her children. Mostly, she started targeting her oldest son. He was her target victim, her favorite victim. And then when he started talking back and fighting back, she started targeting the youngest daughter, who was the passive one who allowed her to victimize her. And now she abuses anyone that would allow her to abuse them. That's what they do. And the boyfriends I've had, I was married. My ex-husband was very controlling and abusive, mentally abusive, always putting me down. If anybody gave me a compliment, he'd get angry with them and said, don't tell her something nice because she'll get a big head. But yet he was always fishing for compliments. He always trying to get people to flatter him. Complained if I didn't flatter him all the time. And then I had a narcissistic boyfriend who was the same thing. He wanted lots of compliments, but he couldn't give me one. Once in a while he'd say you're cute or something like that, but it wasn't much. He didn't really like to compliment me either. It's because abusers want others, their victims, to have low self-esteem. They don't want their victims to feel good. Because once the victim starts feeling better about themselves, they start losing control. And this is why they want their victims depressed, sad, isolated from other people. They don't want them to have any strength from the community, empowerment from any kind. So I used to be the #1 victim, but no, I've gotten a lot stronger. I'm very strong now. And it's not that I will be 100% self-assertive, but I'm much more assertive than I used to be. And I just don't tolerate what I used to tolerate. I totally put my sister out of my life for years now, and I want nothing to do with her. My ex-husband, I want nothing to do with him. I haven't spoken to him in years because I finally cussed him out and told him what I thought of him, and he couldn't handle it. And he told my daughter, I never want to talk to her again, which is a good thing because he only upset me whenever he talked to me. And then this last guy, the narcissist, I got rid of him, which I'm so glad I did because he was just driving me into a 6-foot hole. Because of the way he treated me. Narcissists are not very good to other people. They're only good to themselves. And it was going to be the death of me if I continued to associate with him. So I had to cut it off. Thank God I did. And it's been a year. I've gotten rid of 4 toxic people in my life. That it was a neighbor, my sister. I got rid of a friend, a peer, it was somebody that I was hanging out with that I met at my counseling center. What a mess she is. And I also got rid of that boyfriend, the narcissistic boyfriend. And what a relief. I feel so much empowered. I feel so good about myself. I'm on my way to a very healthy life. And I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to get rid of these abusive people because all they do is bring you down and they drive you crazy. And you can actually go insane from abuse. And you get a lot of health problems from it too. So don't tolerate anyone abusing you. Do what you can to empower yourself. Do what you can to be strong. Get help. Go to counseling. Talk to a pastor, a priest, someone in your spiritual realm to get some help. Talk to someone you can trust and you can confide in. And that will help you become stronger. And do work on yourself. Do as much work as you possibly can to not allow yourself to be abused. You don't deserve to be abused. No one does. No one deserves to be a victim. So stop being a victim. Get yourself help. Well, I hope you like this video. I thank you for watching it. If you like the video, please hit the like button And if you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Thank you so much.